here's what you need to do if you want to earn thousands more when you receive a job offer. Never accept the first offer. You've just been offered a role. Isn't it fantastic? You've been applying for jobs, you've been ghosted, you've been tailoring your CVs, you've had countless interviews, and now you've had a job offer. And this is fantastic news. And if you're not there yet, your day will come, and you'll be glad you've watched this video ahead of that. Your instinct is going to say, take it, take it, take it. You've got an offer. This is fantastic. But stop for a minute, okay? This is your opportunity to see if you can try and get some more. And you might be thinking, why? I finally got a job offer. But this can impact your thousands that you earn extra in your salary, bigger pension contributions, biggest bonus percentages. All of that kind of stuff is based on your core salary. So take a minute to think about it. And I'm going to talk you through what you need to do that. So the first thing you need to do when you get an offer is wait for 24 hours. So never accept it right away, okay? You need to take the opportunity to think this through and see exactly what that offer offers for you so that you can determine if it's worth accepting. So thank them for the offer. Tell them you're very excited to join, but you want to take some time to think about what it means for you. Offers normally happen on a Friday, not exclusively, of course, but it gives you a weekend to think about it. So take it. You've got the chance to do so. Ask them to email the offer with the full details of the salary, the pension, the bonus, the benefits, the holidays, all of that kind of stuff. Because you need to really add up what the true cost of this offer is compared to your existing or what you were used to earning in your previous role. Then take a moment whenever you're thinking about how you can go forward and consider what you've learned since you've gone through the process. So whenever you had a job description, it might have said something about leading, a small team of people, but it's actually turned out it's two different departments and it's two different work streams. Or perhaps you've learned something more complex about the work that's involved with this project. The responsibilities might have grown. So have a think, take a note of the kind of stuff that you have learned as part of that so that you can use it for leverage later, and we'll come back to that. It's time for the counteroffer. So if you're liking where I'm going with this video, there's so many more videos with YouTube that you can watch. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, most importantly, so you can see the next one that comes through. But we'll get to the counteroffer now and how you can truly do that. So the first version of the counteroffer then is all around the additional responsibilities that we just talked about a moment ago. So think about what those additional responsibilities are. So go back and politely say, thank you so much for the offer. I am very excited about joining the organization. However, during the interview process, I got to realize that some of the requirements of the role are more complex than what I'd originally imagined. So I think that salary X is a fair reflection of the work that would be involved in that kind of process. Would that be within budget, or is that something that you need to consider? And let them go and ask their people and let them find out what that looks like, okay? The second counteroffer that you can do is a competitive kind of nature. So you can say that you're in the mix for 3 other vacancies, you're at the final stage with another competitor. Be brave and name the competitor if you truly are in that and working with that competitor. Never lie, let me be clear about that. But make sure that you're telling them that I've got 3 other final stage interviews or whatever the reality of your recruitment process is. So in order for you to accept this offer and take everything else off the table, because you don't want to muck them around, you don't want to accept now and come back and say, actually, I've had a better offer elsewhere. If you can offer me X, I will withdraw from those processes. And honestly, withdraw from the processes if they give you that offer, okay? And the final one that I'm going to talk about is the current role versus the last role offered. So what I mean by that is basically in your current role or your previous role, you might have been on a certain salary and they might be matching that salary, but the pension's slightly less and the holidays or entitlements are slightly less. Some companies offer 25, 27, 30 days. This one might be offering 22, for example. There might also be no bonus structure. Maybe you were used to a bonus. So consider all of those elements and think, thank you very much. I really appreciate the offer. One of the additional costs that I'm recognizing is that every year there is a bonus and I'll no longer get that bonus. So in order for me to be comfortable with that, I'd be happy with an extra 5 grand more, whatever that looks like. So that's another way of doing that counter offer. Let them take that away and ultimately consider that position, and they might come back and say, no, we need to stick to the offer that we've given you, and that's okay because you've lost nothing. Or they might come back and say, yes, we can accept that, or meet you in the middle, okay? So whenever you're doing your counter offer, I would always go higher towards the scale so that they're more than likely going to meet you in the middle. I'm not saying if you've been offered £60,000, go in and say 100. But I am saying if you've been offered 60 and you think 70 is fair, go in and ask for 75 and you'll probably get 68, okay? So have a think about those numbers as well and consider exactly what that offer should look like so that you end up with more money in your pocket. Now, finally, never make it personal when you're doing your counter offer. You'll notice that I never mentioned that I've got 2 kids on the way, my French Bulldog's treat bill has got bigger, the cost of living's got higher, my commute is bigger, which is another big one that people fall down. That's not the company's problem, frankly, okay? It might be your personal circumstances. It might even be the reason why you decide to do something different. However, it can never be about your personal circumstances. It's got to be about your experience, your skills, and the market that you're in at the moment. So never ever make it personal. You've got to make sure that your rationale for asking for more money is based on sound business advice, because a business is a business at the end of the day, and they will pay you off the back of that. So congratulations, you have earned a job offer. Well bloody done. Let me know in the comments if you've taken these tips and actually earned more. It would make my day to hear that you've earned thousands as a result of just seeing this video. And again, if you're interested in this, keep liking, keep commenting, and keep subscribing. And you can also find me at Tony McBride Career Coach on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. Good luck with your job searches.